Hi guys, so we're going to try a flipped lesson this week. So what I'd like for you to do is take out or pull up on the Google Drive the lesson for the week. And this is what you are looking for. So you can see that you have some work to do on Monday. You have some PowerPoints to watch. They are located in the Google Drive. You're going to be looking for the folder labeled the JEA PowerPoints. So J1 you can see right here on the screen that you're going to look for the one called Composition Rules. And you should also look at the one called Capture the Moment. Now, for my journalism 2 and 3, you are definitely going to do Capture the Moment. And I want you to go back and just look at the basics of photography. So both of you are going to be putting, all 3 preps, you guys are going to be putting those into action later this week. So on Tuesday and Wednesday, you have some photojournalism to do, and you can see here that that the J1 that you should be shooting a variety of subjects, and that what you're really focusing on is your 7 elements of composition. And you want to shoot probably 3 times as many photos as you think that you're going to need. And remember, we don't really want to work with staged photos. You want your subjects, if they are human or animal, to just, not even be aware that the camera is on them. Now, journalism 2 and 3, you're going to go to the beat sheet, and so you are going to be focusing on sports, personality profiles, news, clubs or classes, and you again are also, you guys are used to this, you're going to shoot 3 times as much as you need, and you're looking for those capture the moment elements instead of the what you did last year, the J1 assignment, where you were focusing on the elements of photography. Now I want you to focus on, does it tell a story? Is it triggering an emotion? Does it motivate the viewer, the reader, to want to do something? And so on Wednesday, you are going to watch the how to use the photo story. And so if it's not Wednesday yet, you can just stop right there. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use that. We're going to be using this in class on Thursday and Friday, so you've got to have your pictures done. And so in the lab, you are going to go into your computer applications here, and you want to select Photo Story 3 for Windows. And you want to let that go ahead and open up, and you are going to just begin a new story. Now, I know that some of you use Macs at home, but since we're working on this in class, I want you to use what we have with the software that we have at the school. And you're just going to follow the prompts right here. And so you've got next, and it's going to go ahead and create a new one for you. You all will go to your pictures, the ones that you shot, and you're going to go ahead and import them probably from your X drive if that's where you saved them. If you didn't save them there, then hopefully you saved them in the Dropbox. But you're going to go ahead and select the photos that you want to use. So I'm going to choose Import Pictures, and mine, it looks like my pictures are not where I thought they were going to be. So, okay, so I'm just going to use some old pictures that I have on my hard drive. And hopefully it will come up faster for you in the computer lab. And here we go, pictures. Okay, these are the ones that I practiced with when I was in Austin for the training. Or maybe not. This folder looks empty, so let's try that again. How about my sister's wedding? Okay, here's my sister's wedding. So this is all the bride getting ready. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and select all right, import, and you'll do this for all of the pictures that you have selected. Hopefully yours are more organized than mine. There's the ring, that's a good one. I think what do you guys think? This is before I took all the photography classes. These are not the best photos ever. There's my dad and his sisters, and I'll do one more. You guys are going to have quite a few more than I am, but this is just for practicing. I was looking for a picture of me with my sister, but apparently I did not take one of those. That is, I think the curse of being the photographer is that you are often behind the lens instead of in front of it. So there's the father-daughter dance right there. Okay, so I've got 4 in there. And so you guys, you can see how they're lining up over here. And once you have got all of your pictures in there, you're just going to click next. And so we can add a title to the photos. Now, the title that I would like for you to use is, I would like for you to label it with the element that you're using. So for my J1 students, this is where you will decide, whether or not you're using the rule of thirds, whether it's selective focus, worm's eye, or bird's eye. And for J2 and J3, this is where you are going to put in whether or not this is going to tell a story or motivate your reader to know more. So I'm going to use this one for leading lines. See, we've got these lines back here with the pews where my dad is talking to his sister. And I can choose to, see right here, I've got it, and I can choose to center it. This one's going across her face. I don't think the middle is real good, so I'm going to select it to go on the top. I like it in the center, but I think that the type needs to be a little bit bigger. Remember, you're writing for me, and that black just didn't look real good over it. Let's try silver. It's a wedding after all. Let's see if that shows up a little bit better. Not really. It's not the greatest design choice, so no problem. I can just go back over here and let's try white. Maybe white will be better. See, and there's more contrast there. So I've got leading lines. And then I just select the next photo, and I do the same thing here. So we'll just call this one strong subject. Because we are focusing here on the exchange of the rings. I want this one down at the bottom again. Not particularly impressed with the size or the color of the font. I think white might look better here. So we've got that. You could get a little more artistic, then put some color into it if you wanted to. But this is just for demonstration purposes. So this is not really rule of thirds, but there are 3 people there, so we're just going to call this rule of thirds for argument's sake. You're going to have better pictures than I am. And I don't think I like it up there. It draws the attention to the people standing in the back, so I like it a little bit better down here. But again, I'm going to go ahead and change both the size and the color. of the font. And then I have my last one here, and here we've got framing. See this framing right here, how the subject is framed naturally by these two posts outside. So we have framing. What do we think? Above? Nope, that's too far on top of his head. Below? Absolutely. And again, it is entirely too dark. But her dress is white, so I don't think I'm going to be able to use white either. Let's see what yellow looks like. See just how tacky that's going to be. But look at the contrast. So Yellow Rose of Texas, there we go. So I have all of my pictures labeled here. And so once I have that labeled, I'm just going to click next. This is pretty intuitive. There we go. All right, and so you're going to add some sounds. This is where your cut lines are going to come in. And so when you are ready for your cut line, then you've got this space right down here where it helps, gives you some notes. So cut lines, I believe, you guys are going to make fun of me, this is wrong, 2 sentences, present and past. So here we have Jim Sadler, that's this guy, my dad, comforts little sister Rose before the ceremony. So there's present, that's what he's doing now, and then past, Rose last saw Jim 3 years ago. My family's not particularly close. So I can see what that looks like, and then when I'm ready, I can hit record, and then I just read it. Jim Sadler comforts little sister Rose before the ceremony. Rose last saw Jim 3 years ago. So I've got it stopped. I've got 8 seconds there, and then for preview, make sure I like it. Jim Sadler comforts little sister Rose before the ceremony. Rose last saw Jim 3 years ago. All right. So, and then it's going to, there's the preview. It's going to preview the whole story, and I'm not quite there yet. So we've got a customized motion here. And I can, decide how many seconds we want to display it. I think we had 8 seconds. So maybe we want to give our audience a little bit longer. So how about we just give them 10 seconds total on this? And we have a couple of options here. Set start position to be the same as the end position, or set end position to be the same as start position. So that is really sort of up to you. And we're just going to click those buttons. You can see over here in your folder tabs, we've got a transition. I can decide how I want the transition, and see right here, it is previewing it. I don't particularly care for the black, but let's try that one. I think that one is a little too disturbing, so let me see this one. Maybe I want it to flip like a book, and so, okay, I like that one. So I'm just going to hit save there and close. And then I go on, and I can do the same thing for all of my stories, all of my photos. Now, the one thing that I do want to tell you, since you guys are all going to be working in the lab together, and you want to sort of deaden the ambient noise, what you can do is, and I'll have them in the lab for you, but you can take a beach towel, and you can drape that beach towel over your computer, and so it sort of brings in the sound a little bit. and muffles the ambient noise on the outside. Now, of course, you don't want to do your whole project underneath the towel, but while you are narrating your cut lines, that is not a bad idea. Of course, you know, if you're in the lab by yourself, then you don't necessarily have to worry about that. So you'll just go through and you'll record the rest of it. The ring exchange, I have already showed you how to record, so I'm not gonna do another talking here. But you know, let's customize the motion, and here's our transition. And I really sort of liked that page curling left. Where did that go? I don't want to flip it. Now, this is just me. I like it to sort of curl left, like I'm opening a book, but I like the continuity of it, so I'm going to leave it that way. You don't have to have the same number, the same transition every time. So we're just going to say that, yeah, I narrated that one for 5 seconds. I'm going to set the transition there. So save. That looks good. Close. All right, and we can do the same thing for the last two here. Excuse me. There we go. And 5 seconds. Of course, you probably won't get this all done in one class period. So, and you know the reliability of our lab access. So every so often, you want to hit Save Project right here. Customize motion. And every time you open it, it will ask you if you want to edit or play. So you can go back in and work on it. We've got 2 days in the lab, and some of you will spend some time study hall, and then, you know, during your instructional focus, or perhaps before or after school. All right, so you have set all of your pictures, you have set your transitions, you've got your frames sort of titled. Now, what if you wanted to change the order? That's okay. If I wanted to change the order, then I could just drag this. And see, it doesn't really matter what order it goes in. You know, this is the order it will play in. So, but it doesn't matter what order you upload them or what order you record the cut lines in. You can tell the story or present it any way that you want to. So I've customized my motion. I've narrated my pictures, and so I'm ready for what comes next. So you can hit next. You can add background music if you'd like. I think that might be a nice touch. So you're just going to click on select music. Now, I don't have any music located. I don't have any music on my file. So you would, those of you have those on your flash drives or in Dropbox, you can add that if you've got something, or you can create it, and it gives you some options here. So we're looking at the genre here, and it's classical. It's a wedding. You know, what kind of style do I want? I select Bach. Piano is good. And then we can set a mood over here. I guess weddings are kind of bittersweet, I suppose. I don't want the intensity to overcompensate for what I'm doing. So let's just see what it's got. I can just play there. I don't know if that's all that wedding-like, but it sure is pretty. So I'm going to keep it, and I'll just hit OK. All right, so now I've got my background music. Let me see if I like what I've got so far. Anytime you want to, you can just hit this preview button, and it will show you what you've got. So looking pretty good. All right. Jim Sadler, comforts little sister Rose before the ceremony. Rose last saw Jim 3 years ago. It sounds kind of ominous now that I've got that at the end. So maybe I want to move that one to the beginning. Maybe we will start it over there. So once I've got everything in the order that I'd like it, then I just hit next. All right, and you've got a couple of options here. You are going to want to, for right now, until you're done, you're definitely going to want to save it for playback on your computer. And it should save, and then when you are done, you know, with the final, you can send it to me in this way. So save a copy for yourself and then send the story in an email message. And so that is what you need. You've got until a week from the day that you start the assignment. And I'm going to save it here. And then I can go next, and it's building my story. You see, now yours is going to take a little longer for a couple of reasons. It's going to take a little longer. You guys are going to have more narration. You're going to have more slides. It's going to be a little bit longer than mine. Plus, you're working in the computer lab, and so we know how that goes. So now it's mixing the audio. It's doing all of the stuff that I need for it. And then now I'm done. So I can either view my story or I can create another story. So I want to do that. All right, so back to the assignment sheet, you can see that you've got what your requirements for this are. And so I will be in the lab for technical assistance that you may need. I can't wait to see what it is that you guys, what you guys come up with. So, and that should be it for now. Oops, I lost you. That's probably not good. Where did you go? Oh, there we go. All right. Signing off for now. I can't wait to see your finished projects.